The New York Yankees, they're in trouble, and I'm not joking. Giancarlo Stanton is walking around with no elbows. 2024 Rookie of the Year Luis Gil has a high-grade lat strain and is out for at least 3 months. Jason Dominguez doesn't understand how to play left field. A trade that they made had the player they acquired so upset that a policy within the New York Yankees franchise changed. They let Juan Soto walk in free agency to their little brother New York Mets. The Los Angeles Dodgers basically said that they had won the World Series the second they saw they would be facing off against the Yankees, and now, to top it all off, Gerrit Cole is getting an MRI on his pitching elbow, and he could be out for the season if worst case scenario happens for the Yankees. After 15 years of failing to win the World Series, another disappointing season looks like it's on its way for the once powerhouse New York Yankees, and it's just becoming time to admit that the current New York Yankees are not the old New York Yankees, and they are no longer the team to beat in MLB year after year. But before I fully get into the Yankees rant, why don't you subscribe to me? Most of my viewers are not subscribed, and all you have to do is click the little button in the bottom right corner of the screen. You don't even have to unfull screen if that's what you are. Just subscribe, it helps me out a lot. Thanks. Yankees fans are a prideful bunch, and I don't blame them for that whatsoever, but it really is time to admit that this new era of Yankees baseball is them looking like an underperforming team that can't win when it's time to perform. They've failed year after year and especially continued to get owned by the Houston Astros, specifically in the postseason, as well as their bitter rival Boston Red Sox in recent years. They've tried for the most part, but it continues to not be enough, which might almost be worse than not trying. In 2017, the Yankees had a surge of talent, with Luis Severino, Aaron Judge, and Gary Sanchez leading the way, but after losing in the 2017 playoffs to the Houston Astros, they went out and fleeced Derek Jeter's Marlins to get Giancarlo Stanton for essentially free. However, after adding Giancarlo Stanton, who hit 59 home runs in 2017, the year prior, the New York Yankees still lost to the Boston Red Sox in the 2018 postseason. To combat that loss, they went out and added James Paxton, DJ LeMahieu, and Adam Ottavino, and although these might not be insane names today in 2025, they were all great in the 2018 season. Adam Ottavino had a 2.4 ERA for the Colorado Rockies, James Paxton had a 3.7 ERA in 26 starts, and DJ LeMahieu had 32 doubles in 128 games for the Rockies, and he became an all-star with the Yankees in just the next season. They ended up winning the division on the backs of DJ LeMahieu, Giancarlo Stanton, and Aaron Judge, but then they lost in 6 games to the Astros once again. Heading into the 2020 season, the Yankees added not really anyone too notable, just Gerrit Cole, who they signed to the largest pitching contract at the time of signing. However, this time the second largest payroll New York Yankees at $112 million lost in the second round of the postseason to the 28th ranked payroll Tampa Bay Rays, with a $28 million payroll. Just under 4 times the payroll, and it still wasn't enough for the New York Yankees. The Yankees got a little scared at this point, and they decided that they weren't going to do much in the following offseason. However, at the trade deadline, the Yankees added former All-Star Joey Gallo, and although that deal didn't work in the Yankees' favor whatsoever, Gallo was a true star at the time of the trade, being an All-Star in that very season with 25 homers in just 98 games before being traded. Don't forget, they also added another former All-Star in Anthony Rizzo at that trade deadline as well. It still wasn't enough, as Cole got rocked in the wild card series against the Red Sox and were eliminated in that 1-game playoff series. Heading into the 2022 offseason, the Yankees decided to add another former MVP in a trade with the Twins for Josh Donaldson, who had 25 homers and a .260 batting average the season prior. Once again, the Yankees won the division on the back of Aaron Judge breaking the single-season home run record in the American League, but they got swept in the ALCS to who else but the Houston Astros. Time for the 2023 season, but not before extending Aaron Judge to a massive contract and naming him the captain of the Yankees, the first since Derek Jeter. That wasn't all they did though. They added a second true ace to the top of their rotation to go along with Gerrit Cole, and that was Carlos Rodon, who posted a 2.88 ERA in 31 starts for the Giants the season before. Things, however, went very wrong for the Yankees as they went just 82-80 and came fourth in the AL East. Now, it's time for last season, the 2024 season, where the Yankees were finally ready to dominate. To this point, they've added all those stars, and it was finally time to go all in and win a World Series. And they added a true generational talent in Juan Soto. Now, they had everything they needed for their true World Series push. They made it to the World Series after facing two AL Central teams, and then they proceeded to lose in 5 to the Dodgers in the World Series, and then were called out aggressively by many of the Dodgers players for being bad at baseball. I know that's a lot of history and transactions, but I really feel like it needs to be mentioned about how much they've added over the past couple of years, every single year, and they've just completely failed to win a World Series even after adding all of those stars. This year, of course, they've added Max Fried, who is another true ace, Devin Williams, who's almost definitely the best closer in all of baseball, Cody Bellinger, who has been a real superstar in the past, and former MVP Paul Goldschmidt. With the roster getting older and failing year after year, it's getting to be a seriously bad situation for the Yankees. Realistically, they badly need to win something this year, or it's going to look very bad for the Yankees. Their farm system also is not great. I know George Lombard Jr. is a pretty good prospect, and Spencer Jones a lot of people believe in, but I don't know, their farm system really is not super good. However, that's easier said than done, because like I said in the intro, the Yankees have already had 3 major injuries before opening day has even come around. Luis Gil has a high-grade lat strain and has already been ruled out for 3 months and could miss the entire season if he doesn't heal the way the Yankees expect him to. Either way, that's a massive blow to the Yankees after Gil was the winner of the American League Rookie of the Year last season. Giancarlo Stanton is also dealing with a very confusing injury, with what was described as tennis elbow in both of his elbows and maybe also dealing with a personal matter. It seems like Boone is hinting at that, but I don't know. It's really confusing what Aaron Boone is saying about Giancarlo Stanton. Even Aaron Judge said we hope to have Stanton back in the middle of the lineup in the middle of the summer or something weird like that. Does that mean he's out until mid-season? Who knows? Even with that, Stanton hasn't even started baseball activities, and he's already confirmed that this isn't something that's gonna go away. It's going to be a pain management thing, or at least for this season, and maybe the rest of his career. And even today, he just said that season-ending surgery is not off the table, but if he does get surgery, it's definitely going to take him out for the entire season. But late Friday night, the Yankees received the worst news of the spring so far, as Gerrit Cole is undergoing an MRI on his pitching elbow due to feeling discomfort after a bad spring training outing. Cole also had an injury on this elbow last year, where the Yankees decided surgery was not the best option and they waited it out. He came back and performed well enough for the Yankees in 2024, but now it seems like that same injury may have returned, with Tommy John seeming like it's a possibility for Cole in the 2025 season. Now, nothing's been confirmed at this point, and there hasn't even been confirmed structural damage to his elbow yet, but this is about the last possible thing that the Yankees wanted to hear at this point. On Saturday, Cole came out and said that he is concerned. He's hopeful, but concerned about the MRI results. Also, Jason Dominguez, the Yankees' longtime super prospect, doesn't know how to play left field, And that's not a joke. He can't make a catch in left field. It's like left field is a different sport for Dominguez. I've never really seen anything like it. It's unbelievable how bad he looks. Oh yeah, and Devin Williams was so upset for the Yankees' beard policy, and they realized that if this remained a policy, they probably wouldn't be able to sign him, so they changed the policy and now players can rock beards on the Yankees. The Yankees, they just aren't the Yankees anymore.